Ken at all times. I mean, he's a good friend of mine, but not only that, but I just think that the way he plays Marth has still really not been replicated in Melee. Ultimately, there's some guys who go out there and play closer to his style than other iterations. Like I think like a player like Nightmare, for example.
Right.
I look at and he actually follows the lineage a little bit better. But his like super aggressive Marth.
Yeah, I feel like he has
truly replicated.
I feel like Ken, and correct me if I'm wrong or if you feel differently, but I feel like he has really characteristic nairs.
Oh, absolutely. He's like, his aerial drift was just so far ahead of his time.
Yeah.
And honestly, his aerial drifts are still amazing, right?
Right. I remember at Marth in the day, we used to have an old Marth in Austin named Cal, and I feel like he tried to emulate Cal in this aspect, but such like tricky nairs with the drift where you thought, oh, could I grab this afterwards? Mm-hmm. And like they would almost do like a Falco, he would almost do a Falco style thing. And I think he was inspired by Ken where he would nair and he would do that mix up where you're like, oh, I totally grabbed this. And he would just fade back and forth,
smash you.
And I was like,
the classic.
The classic.
Marth can do it too.
Yeah.
It's not just Spaceys. Okay, so LK, I'm not familiar with this player, but it looks like he has a Puerto Rican flag on.
Yeah, he has a Puerto Rican peach, and no joke, actually.
Really, he's really good?
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with him, and I wish I had the data in front of me, but I'm pretty sure he's pulled off some upsets in the past.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
ooh, but the down throw.
This is one of those matchups, though, that Ken, even to this day, is, I'd say, quite competent in.
Right. Some matchups don't change as much as others. And I think the same basic skills of being able to dash dance and bait out down smash are so important in this matchup.
Yeah.
And if Ken developed those skills back in his heyday, those would still be as relevant today.
Double counter. Earlier that stock, we saw him do a full hop weak back air, really interesting hitbox, and to drift down air. Right. That's the kind of aerial drift stuff that I'm talking about, like innovative ideas of how to extend his punish game. Marth's just got so many options because he's got so many ways to hit his sword.
Yeah.
Right? Like
so many hitboxes with different
so many hitboxes and aerial drifts and like positionings that like there's just a never-ending amount of options that you really have to explore as a player when trying to up your punish game.
Right. I am getting the sense here, just watching a little bit, that LK might not be fully familiar with how to DI Marth's throws. Because I feel like we're seeing some forward smashes that
dash attacks.
And dash attacks off of the throws that are not. I mean, they were in Ken's time. They were pretty common, but I feel like nowadays I don't see Peaches really getting hit by those setups by Marth anymore. Yeah,
Ken might lose the stock. He used his side B early off in the side.
Right.
I think he might have been worried about dying off the right.
Does it help March much with stopping his horizontal momentum?
Not really. I just think it's a thing people do. You know, they're like, oh, I got hit. I'm gonna side B. And it's just like a reflex for Marth.
Right. I guess it like serves as a really good cue that you're out of stun if you just spam spam a move that's, and you don't want to use your jump as Marth often, right?
Yeah.
Or like as Falco, I mostly just jump as soon as I can because it doesn't help Falco that much to save his jump as much as like Marth when he wants to stall beneath the platform. Wow. Oh, see, there you go. Great.
The DI, right?
The throw setups that Ken is getting are great.
But LK needs to sharpen up these DIs. He's giving Ken a lot of free stocks. And honestly, this matchup is the kind of matchup where you can't. As
right.
Peach.
Peach is all about the longevity in this matchup.
Yeah, vitality, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, anybody who's watched classic PPMD versus, oh my gosh.
Try to Ken calm him into the magnifying glass. It almost worked.
Yeah.
Look at this aggressive Marth. This is what we're talking
Oh
about.
my gosh.
This is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
To this day, you never see stuff like this. You know, like he was all over LK from the word go.
Yep.
And it's weird to say because, like, especially by today's standards, Ken doesn't have the tech skill, right? Like he's very dated in that respect. But he still managed to be more aggressive, right? Usually when you think aggressive, you think of like someone who's super precise with their tech skills, has a lot of intricacies in that respect.
Right, but I think precision with Marth has like a different meaning with Spaceys. You know, there's a different kind of precision you need with Marth.
Yeah.
And
you can still play fast as Marth. It's still a thing.
Right.
But it's not like as important as, okay, you got to get your spacing and timing right, you know? So they're going about a fountain. Oh, wow. Great start for LK. Ends up going to the side platform and getting a down smash.
That 50%.
Yeah, this is a huge percentage.
Okay, let's see what.
Oh, that's F smash.
See,
Yes.
I think that that's how he lost the first stock in the first game.
Yeah. Oh, again.
And Ken just unapologetic. He sees the opening and he's taking.
And he
them.
sees the weakness, right?
Yep.
He like sees a weakness in a player and he just doesn't stop.
Yep.
I
And
think
and that's the type of thing that I think that is top player material.
It's also the hallmark of an aggressive player, right?
Right, exactly. But I mean, like, you can't be the king of Smash, and like you might not have the tech skill of the current gods or whatever, but back then it was still all about recognizing those opportunities that your opponents would give you,
Yeah.
and Ken probably still has that skill in spades.
Yeah. Wow, he saw the dash attack coming.
Oh, LK throwing below, thinking maybe Ken would try to go to the ledge.
Still tries to chase.
Yeah. Good flow from LK to just barely move out of the way of those fairs.
Nice by LK.
Okay.
Ken eats
Right.
the turn up, and now LK got a little bit of lead. Puerto
Right.
Rico represented. Oh, jab into immediate
Oh,
grab.
I think he did get the DI there, and
That's
Ken
how-
goes for it.
Ken's down here in this guy.
How many downers?
How
have
many
we
down airs? Wow.
See that? There
That's
it is.
amazing.
Right, this is great.
You know, just like spacing extraordinaire, and the side Bs, his specialty.
Yeah, Peach's down smash has not changed.
Oh my. He, I think he probably baited the up B with the little jump he did,
yeah.
because he thought that Ken was going to go towards the ledge.
And it's really interesting. Like, I think Ken spaced that forward smash super well. Like,
Yeah.
I think it looked like he hit Peach's arm. You know, like it was so far in. The way whether the tipper connected was so far into the stage that I think it was the hand that extends for the umbrella.
Yeah, I think so too.
Immaculate spacing.
Okay, LK still in the game. He needs to get this edge guard. Going to be very difficult.
Ooh.
Forward air, very nice.
Ken, like you said, the aggressive forward airs. He sees LK wants to close it out.
What? Are you serious, Ken?
Is he gonna?
He might
doesn't
just
have a
go down
jump?
there.
He
Ken's the kind of guy.
Oh.
All right, never mind. Never mind.
But he had used his jump to get there, right? I think that was it.
Oh, for LK?
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen like Peach. I think I've seen MacD retain.